I know you're very passionate about thyroid cancer as a topic, and obviously it's close to your heart because of your own personal experience. I'm curious, what motivation, inspiration, advice would you give to people who have thyroid cancer overall, as well as from a dietary perspective?
You know, I was able to find a lot of information on the web. So first and foremost, just arm yourself with a lot of great information. And I think I was super fortunate in that I happened to be living in the county I was living in, the place I was living in at the time. Because the day after my diagnosis, the first thing I did was I went online and found out, okay, are there thyroid cancer support groups? And there is a website called Thyca, Thyca.org, Thyca.org, that lists support groups around the country, and I think literally around the world.
Yeah.
And there happened to be a very active support group in my area that had a meeting the next day. Oh. And so I went, and I just asked all my questions. It was a very big and active support group, and they became kind of my lifeline to understand selection of doctors, surgeons, what the follow-up care is, what do these procedures mean, what can I expect. They were just fond of information.
Wow.
And to this day, I keep in touch with many of them since I've moved out of the area and try to attend as many of their support meetings as I can because it really does help to talk to other people who've been through it. You know, everybody's experience is different.
Absolutely.
Everybody's degrees and types of thyroid cancer. I happen to have papillary, which is, you know, I'll call it one of the easier cancers to have.
Yeah.
But there's many different types of thyroid cancer.
Yeah.
And there are people in this organization that understand it. They have a yearly conference with great speakers, doctors. There's a lot of research going on in this area. So understand what's going on. And then the support, as much as you think it's the support is to get you through surgery and radioactive iodine treatment, go beyond that because there are things that are going to happen to you after that that are going to be difficult to understand.
Yeah.
One, thyroid issues overall impact your brain function.
Yeah.
If you've been hypothyroid or you've had thyroid cancer and you've had to be off thyroid hormones, you understand the brain fog. It's almost like your head is stuffed with cotton.
Yeah.
So anything you can do to support all of your thyroid hormone working well, whether you're taking it in a pill form or, you know, or you've got hypothyroid and you're supporting it, you know, the diet and nutrition, the reducing your stresses, the exercise, they're all supporting your thyroid hormone working well.
Okay.
And so even if you don't have a thyroid, you've got to think about that.
Right, right. And so just to recap the first part, so you talked about, so basically what you're saying is, apart from just getting the procedure done and getting very little knowledge from the doctor, because they don't really have the time to share a lot of stuff with us, is to reach out to people who can really give you the knowledge, get the inspiration from them. But also, I guess the knowledge part is huge, right? Because it's like you're shortcutting the process just by days and weeks and months, and instead of doing online research for yourself, and a lot of can be misleading, you're just basically going straight to a source, an incredible source.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a lot of great forums out there as well. I mean, you know, there's Google forums, there's a lot of really great forums out there that I know I went to just to ask questions.
Yeah.
You know, become part of those online groups.
Yeah.
Because then you have a lot more people who've been through it. So, you know, you've got online support, you probably have some local support. And, you know, ask a lot of questions of your doctor. Better yet, find the best doctors you can. You know, even if they're outside your area, you know, once you've been through this procedure, you really need to have someone that continue on this path with you that you can trust.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned that just now, you know, like how the connection between thyroid cancer and diet. I cannot tell you how many people reach out to me and say, you know, I've already had my thyroid removed, I lost it, there's nothing I can do for my thyroid anymore. It's that sense of resignation that I feel in their voice, and this belief that diet can actually change anything about that. What have you got to say about that? You
know, again, diet, nutrition in general just support your health, period. This thinking about your thyroid when you're taking thyroid hormone is just as important. You're basically kind of substituting your thyroid hormone in your body, but you still want your body to function well in order for that thyroid hormone to work. So the nutrition for me has just been a big part of supporting all the other healthy things that I'm doing. So just because you don't have a thyroid doesn't mean I don't have thyroid issues anymore.
Right.
It means actually you have a lifetime of thyroid that you need to be watching.
Yeah.
Same with hypothyroid. You're now taking a synthetic hormone or maybe even a natural hormone that you have to take for life. If you don't have the gland to make it any longer. And really just supporting with nutrition and many other things that are helpful are just going to have your whole endocrine system performing properly.
Yeah.
And the medication, who knows, you may be able to lower medication, you just don't know. So it's like one of those things to try, and certainly your doctors will tell you all the same thing. Find a supportive diet and nutrition that will work for you long term.
Yeah.
Most of us have weight issues as well.
Right. Yeah.
So kind of dealing with the nutrition is a big part of dealing with any cancer, period.
Yeah.
But understanding what's specific to thyroid hormone is still important even when you don't have a thyroid.
Very true. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us?
I think coming to you is just another part of a journey of trying things to support my health, knowing that I've been through this thyroid cancer journey. And it's, even though that's removed, there's still a lot that I have to keep doing over the course of, my lifetime to monitor and make sure that my health is good from a thyroid perspective. So I just encourage people to try a lot of different avenues, including coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And nutrition coaching specifically to see if that works for you. There are, people that are writing about thyroid cancer. There are people that have been through thyroid cancer. So reach out and just try things, even if it's on the short term, to see if they work for you.
Yeah. It's so true, because at the end of the day, really what you're saying is take action, right?
Absolutely.
Just sitting and crying about it is not going to help anything.
Well, and it's okay to get that out. But
for sure.
The other thing is take a step, because when you've got thyroid issues, whatever they are, you're usually not feeling well.
Yeah.
And when you're not feeling well, you're mentally not feeling well, and there's a big impact on mental, health with the thyroid. And so, sometimes you just got to let that go and take that step, because even from a mental clarity standpoint, just changing my diet has had a significant impact on my mental clarity.
Yeah.
And I think that in itself, between the stomach and the head is worth the price of gold for me.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Janice, thank you so much for coming out and sharing the story, your very personal story with us and the results within such a short period of time. And I want to thank you for it being a great sport and playing along and just, taking the action, right? And loving yourself in the process of doing so. So thank you for that.
And thank you. Thank you for being there and being so motivating and giving me a lot of great options and ideas. That was really motivating for me.
Okay. All right. Cheers.
Thanks.